Hello everyone, my name is Light, and this is SkyLine SMP. Welcome back everyone. If it's your first time here, I hope you enjoy your stay. In our last episode, we kicked everything off with these 3 amazing farms. Since then, the output has been sufficient to sustain the group's current needs. However, as we get farther along into the project, we can be sure that more and more blocks will be required. To ensure we can continue meeting those needs, we will spend today adding upgrades to some of the existing farms and building some new ones too. In between episodes, I also built up a few simple starter farms that I would like to show you now. Number 1, a sugarcane farm. Currently, we have to harvest the sugarcane manually. Ideally, we would prefer the farm to do that on its own, so in the next episode, we'll probably upgrade this to a fully automatic bone meal based farm. I already have a great design for this, card in the top right, and I'm working on getting some extra bone meal to help it run. Stay tuned, moving on. Number 2, a cocoa bean farm. We can use the dye for making brown blocks such as concrete, wool, carpets, or shulker boxes. However, due to the limited use this farm will end up getting, what you see here now is probably the way it will stay. Next! Number 3, a bamboo farm. Why a bamboo farm? For a very useful item, and that, my friends, is the humble stick. The next time you find yourself crafting items such as torches, weapons, and tools, remember to thank the sticks that made it possible. Alright, one more to go. Finally, some villagers. We have added my renewable sand add-on, again card in the top right, and now have the ability to buy sand directly from librarians. Of the 5 we have so far, 3 have the sand trade and 2 have the glass trade. As for the clerics, we burn through a mega amount of redstone crafting components, so it's really nice to have access to a quick supply when needed and saves us some mining time. Now that you're up to date, let's hop into today's action. Our first job of the day is upgrading the gold farm. The output has been very good so far, but with an ever-increasing need for powered rails and other golden items, we need to ratchet up our production. Grab your snacks, sit back, and relax. It's time-lapse time. A short time later, and the upgrade is done. We now have 6 portals, meaning the output from this farm should be triple what it previously was. As you can see, there are many more zombie pigmen being produced. Let's AFK the farm for a bit and see what we get. See you in an hour. Look at that, folks! I just got back to the computer and noticed this guy hanging around the storage for the gold farm. Let's trap him and set up a makeshift cell. One moment, please. Haha, yeah! And there we have it. We can enjoy the attraction for now and set up a better holding area later. Here's the results of the AFK session, minus the blocks, of course. Next on our list for today is another golden item, but this one tends to be a little sticky. If you guessed honey, congrats. However, we don't currently have any bees. I'm going to craft up some beehives and we'll take a trip to the spawn area to see if we can get some. Here we are at spawn, and as we can see, there are bee nests all over the place. I have some bottles with me so we can collect honey from any nest that happens to be full. Now that we're safe and the bees didn't die, let's get to breeding. This area here seems to be just what we need. I'll spend some time here getting at least 2 bees in each of the hives and meet you back at the homestead so we can set up a farming area for these guys. A little time later, and we now have a beekeep. Nothing too fancy, just enough to meet our current needs. In time, we may upgrade this to a completely automatic farm if we find the need for honey items increases, but until then, bzzz. For our final act of the day, we are going to build up a wool farm. As it stands, we have lots of blocks built up from the grayscale palette, but are severely lacking any blocks of color. I already have all the sheep and materials we need, so you know what that means. It's time-lapse time. And just like that, the wool is flowing. Oh yeah. Well peeps, I would call today a huge success with steady progress. We now have more resources than we did before, and will soon have many, many more. So on that note, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Lights out.